All right, howdy. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We got bonus magic time today. Uh, Taking a look at Strixhaven Alchemy. Maybe thank you for this up. Yeah. The short look that I've seen cards from this from there was a like a midweek event that had decks that kind of focused all five of the classes with their alchemy stuff. And the takeaway I took from that was that the alchemy cards seemed more for powerful plans within the classes rather than like the five color stew stuff. There's still some stuff that would fit through that, but like I think we've got some really powerful additions to plans. And I've grown to have a lot of fun with alchemy as a way to shake up a draft format for a week. Sometimes it can be silly or unbalanced, but it usually gives a good time for a couple drafts. Uh, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and start on. Premier Alchemy Draft. I keep seeing this like every time we get here. There's like the inkling dog that looks like it has like blurry speed lines. Like, I imagine it's either like moving really fast or that could be like a bird flying, but it looks like to me it looks like a dog, like where it's a blurry dog. Rorschach, I suppose that's a normal thing within uh Silver Quill, huh? Like, what does this inkling say about you? All right, so taking a look, our rare, we've got the Maestro. Maestro worked really strong in the times we had it. Our Scalar Scholar, which feels like a misstep because it, like, if you're gonna have Scalar Scholar, the Lizard Wizard seems like the correct. Anyway, the Scalar Scholar here makes all your X spells cost one less perpetually. This has some funny interactions with some X spells and some straightforward interactions with others. We did just see the Molten Core Maestro. I think that this is the like pick in the abstract, but when in alchemy positions, we tend to give the alchemy cards the nod. And I did mention Momir in the title, so we'll see. I'll pick a couple of our alchemy cards, see what directions things end up looking, and then move from there. Spirit Mascot and a couple of the other red cards in here look pretty powerful. Oh, damn. Okay. So this is Emeritus of Lightning Bolt. The alchemy card in here is Unbreakable Remnant, which is one of the A, best aggro things in this set, and B, an incredible payoff card to turn, sorry, not payoff card, enabler card for the Lorehold mechanic, because the exile from grave is removing, and also that, like, you have a bunch of things going on there. Emeritus of Conflict. I think if I was picking matching on this, I don't have a great pick. It'd be like Snarl and try to go in on 3 or 4 colors. Isn't a bad idea, mind you. Is Snarl just better if I want to go in on the red stuff? No, let's grab the Meredith. Let's see. I don't know. We'll give it some working around here. Practice Scrollsmith is great. Our other alchemy card is missing. Our powerful stuff in here includes... really? It's like the Scrollsmith and... are we looking to, like... I mentioned that the cards feel like they much more fit into, like, the... directly into the, classes, more like fittingly for their mechanics rather than like kind of widely. Scrollsmith is, in my mind, one of the best cards in this set. If we just have to pass up on the Scholar, that's fine by me. Terrafractal is one of the X spells to work with our Emeritus, or not with our Emeritus, with our Scalar Scholar. Helping Hand? Hold on, that's really funny. Hold on a minute. Okay. The Alchemy card is here. This is the 5th color and way off. This is a kill spell that tells you about your opponent's hand. That's what, like, it kills a small thing and then you gain life for each creature in your opponent's hand, in its controller's hand, I guess, if you can hit your own. So, like, that information becomes public, but not, like, what it is. I'm gonna pick up this Helping Hand and then see what we can... Okay, return, dig site inventory, glass right, cube! Dust Speaker's been good. Dig site inventory with the Emeritus is a nice thing. That might be a little cute, but is powerful. More Terrafractals if we'd gone more directly into that. I know we see that the Quandrix stuff is open here, but, like, the Emeritus makes me feel like I want to be doing funky things with that. Dig site inventory is a strong card in both Lorehold and in Silverquill. This thing's funky. It's a fun one. I'm gonna grab the dig site. Something of a small spell for us. Spirit Mascot, exactly the sort of thing I want for the Helping Hand, for the Practice Scrollsmith, for the dig site inventory. That seems great. And kind of rabble-rouser to go along with it. Okay. Now, hopefully we can find some interesting alchemy stuff to augment this. Spirit Call Enthusiast is neat. Dual Tactics is something I actually like a lot. It's tiny. Soloist Spirit Mascot 2, okay. I feel like we're in a good position with this. Grab ourselves a Field of Strife. Okay. I'll grab this Lorecaster. And we'll move the Scalar Scholar around. So let's see if we can find some interesting... We have a really low curve here, which also lets us facilitate the Emeritus. We're not heavy on removal at the moment, but pack 1, that's fixable. We can hopefully pick up one of those heated arguments. I know we passed a couple of those, and then finding, like, a Braid / Molten Note / the Scathing Critique, not the Scathing Critique, the Mockery. And then there's a lot of stuff in the alchemy stuff for all 5 of our positions, and I think we can have some fun with that, so. I'll grab the... No, I'm gonna pass up on these to try to push someone else a little further in on... Yeah, so, like, somebody on my left can grab cubes plus the Terrafractal and feel good about their position, right? Like, ah, sweet, you know, now I've got a great Quandrix deck. Professor Fell. Moment of Reckoning. Scintillating Encore is our bit here. This is playable by us. It's a +2, it's like a scam card, but it gives the creature the +2 permanently. Which, this is a lot of choices here. Repel Calamity and Wilt. Wilt is a really strong card. Moment of Reckoning is something we're early enough that we could try and get the splash for. You know what? We did much more straightforward Lorehold last time, and perhaps this time we can get, like, the black active on here. I know there's a lot of powerful things in here, but I'm willing to pick something interesting to try to uh, mix things up. Emeritus of Woe. Ooh, Capstone. Okay. Emeritus of Woe is Demonic Tutor. It also starts prepared. Damn. This is... okay, alright. This is tough. This obviously has got a D-tutor on it that can re-prep. Capstone can cast things in some really nasty ways. A lot of cheap spells continuously. Oh, this is tough. Don't need to have the mana if you just cascade into it. That's the most true of true. They're both really strong pieces. Molten Note, Wilt, Fields, Flashback. I like Molten Note a lot. I have to note the Molten Note with the Scalar Scholar is really funny. All right, X is one less. Good job. It does make the flashback cheaper and it makes it less damaging, but it's very funny still. Alchemy card is the missing card in here? Is the missing card in here? Okay. Steal the show. Blood Age Muster. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, conjure a random Blood Age Muster spellbook creature. It is a 2/2. And the spellbook on this is... hold on, let me pick this before I... a bunch of the like, Spirit Warden creatures from this set and previous Strixhaven. Generally, it just gives you a 2/2 with some text, and that's a fine place to be on cards leaving our grave. So I will absolutely pick that up for a lot of our cards that leave grave. We have so many ways of doing so. So, yeah, we pass up a Spirit Mascot, but that's okay. Molten Note 2. Johnny's Response. Foolish Fate. Stargaze. Molten's Note. Ooh, Suspend Aggression. Suspend Aggression exiles it and makes it only playable until the end of their next turn. So, like, if you hit something, like, it gets hard for them to recast. We have the Crescendo Conductor. This card cares about when you conjure cards, it resets it. So, like, if we have the Blood Age Muster, it resets the Bolt Wave on this. I'm really interested in the Suspend Aggression as something unique for us. So I'm going to go with that. But it's great to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like, just so much wide open stuff. Fire Dancer, Vibrant Outburst. I think Fire Dancer. I don't know how well that'll make it, but... Growth Curve, Ajani's Response. Tome Blast. We don't have a Tome Blast. We don't have an Ajani's Response either, which is a good one, but I really like the Tome Blast. Outburst is the best card. You're not playing. Yeah. Okay, well, let's get that Tome Blast. God! Oh, okay. I will take another Scrollsmith. That's a super good card, especially if the, like, little things we have, like the Tome Blast and Suspend Aggression, to recast them. Love to see it. Maybe we'll get a third one on the, this isn't the table, or no, sorry, pick 9. Sorry, I'm so used to 6 cards in the table. This is the table. That's why there's the Wilt in the Heat here, too. Terramorphic, make our moment a little bit more reasonable as a play. I want, like, 2 or 3 pieces of fixing for this to be, thank you. Real. Okay, alright. Spirit Mascot, eh? Sweet. Alright. Pack 2, I already feel really good about our position. I want a couple more, like, enabler bits. Alright. Fell 2, sequel to Fell. Inspiring Easel, I think this card is nasty. I think this card's unreal nasty. The big thing about this card is that, like, it has a lot of text that says, make a spell cost 2 more, it doubles. You could do that immediately, and then it also taps for mana to be able to cast the spell next turn, so just nasty. Rubble Rouser turns on all our Spirit Mascots is very straightforward, so that's going to go in here. How many Spirit Mascots? I'd play a playset. Alchemy card in here is... Ooh. Okay, so the Spade here, when it comes into play, it slams 2 cards with flashback from our deck to grave. And it taps for mana that can only be spent on things that we aren't casting from hand. Now, obviously the flashback cards fit with that, but so do things like the Practice Scrollsmith or the Suspend Aggression cards. Or even prepared spells work under that, because those are not from hand. Yeah, let's pick this up. I know Johnny's response is probably an interesting one here, too. And another Rubble Rouser, but, like, new cards always get a boost in the pick order. Lorehold Charm, I think, is just fine. The big thing on Lorehold Charm is that the combat ability on this, the creatures get +1/+1 and trample, is a great trick. It doesn't have like a removal mode, but it has, like, just that non-token artifact is a not huge one in this format. Slumbering Tread. Look at the power of our green in here. A lot of stuff in there. I'll pick a Lorehold Charm though. This is nice. Picking up a creature from grave lets us trigger the Spirit Mascots or get a Spirit Mascot, things like that. So good place to be with that. Duty Beyond Death doesn't interest me. Heated Argument, I think, might. We don't have a Dusk Speaker either, which is a card I'm interested in. How's our creature count? These are both important cards for this deck finishing out a game. I'm gonna go with the Dust Speaker and hope we get a Heated Argument. Monstrous Rage. Wow, look at the Prismari in this pack. Elemental Mascot, Skywhale, Prismari Charm, Visionary Dance. I don't know that we're like, well, maybe. Like, this on a Spirit Mascot. Who's gonna see it coming? Excavator? Okay. The thing about Excavator is that it's very much like the Blood Age Muster. That's why I kind of like the Blood Age Muster. It's a way for us to get some power from things leaving our grave. Not a huge amount in here. I don't know that I believe in the Black Splash right now. Unless, like, within the next couple packs, we end up with, like, another black source. Tackle Artist probably works well in this deck. So does Soloist. If we splash the Tackle Artist, be more interesting. Mika? Mika's got... Daydream's also something we could fit in here, like Flicker the Scrollsmith. I'll believe in this one of. I don't know that that's real, but... Johnny's response. I know we need it. Like, we have another Rubble Rouser, but, like, we don't have this as a removal spell right now. A removal is, like, Wilt, Suspend... I'm gonna believe in a Johnny's response 1 over Rubble Rouser 3. I know that Rubble Rouser is really cool and all. Okay. Strife Scholar is a little more Mage Tower. We do have a lot more multicolored spells just flatly. Like, we've got, what, almost a dozen? Yeah, I don't know that I can fit this in here. I know last one of these drafts we also had the moment of we had the moment in there as a last pick, or a pick possible in pack 3, but just capstone into it. Alright, Dig Site, Helping Hand, Owlin, Historian, Johnny's Response. The white's actually a lot lesser in here. Glass Right, Tome Blast, Excavator, Capstone, Muster, Charm, all the Spirit Mascots. We'll put the Spade in here. Alright, what does the actual flashback spell count? I can't see that from here. Okay. Flashback spells are Dual Tactics, Tome Blast, Dig Site Inventory, 2 copies of Molten Note. That's got to be enough to be able to play this Spade. That's like 5 in the main deck. Yeah. 13. I think the only prepared creatures in our deck are the Goblin Glass Rights, which I'm not really huge on in this deck, because we don't need the fixing as much. Probably cut one of those. Helping Hand is too funny with Scrollsmith for me to, like, stop, so I'm probably going to keep that. Helping Hand, set it on the Scrollsmith, and then, like, if it dies, we just get it back, and then we keep going from there. The Emeritus is helped mostly by these, like, cheap things down here. And, like, we want to kind of keep the Lightning Bolt as the 3rd spell on turns if possible. A 2/2 First Striker is also a body I'm, like, reasonably happy with, so 2 more cuts. Still looking at this Glass Right that I'm just not huge on in here. It's fine, it's good. And then, like, the last card probably has to be a non-creature if we're doing this much cutting. Removal in this deck is looking sick. Suspend Aggression, Wilt in the Heat, a Johnny's Response, Molten Note, Tome Blast, Dual Tactics maybe, but Lightning Bolt maybe. Like, feeling pretty decent on that. But yeah, I believe in the Spade. I believe... Yeah, Wilt is 5 damage exile, which is a lot. Dual Tactics is more of like it honestly is probably the last cut out of here. This is more of a, like, creatures can't block spell than anything else. Okay. Alright. Let's give it a roll. We're not super heavy on our alchemy things. I like that we have the trowel. I like that we've got a bit of different power than the last time we did a Lorehold. Well, we'll see. But it was very clear that we were in a good lane in the draft, though, if nothing else. Okay, Blood Age Muster. I will keep this. Oh, please don't. Okay, graduation day. Well, that's still powerful, but. We're looking for a tiny creature. Maybe I'm just low on guys? I don't know. Okay. Ooh, we just got the Inkling mascot. Okay. Alright. Blood. We've got removal for the mascot if they start giving it counters or something like that. Like, if they go, like, dig site or something like that, like, self-buffing, we've got at least a removal spell. Oh. Ennis. Okay, that just blinks it and becomes a 2-2. That's fine. Okay, perfect. Yeah, let's get an owl down. This is probably dying, but like, yeah, give me the Spirit mascot. That's a good 4. That lets me play that and leave up a Johnny's, leave up a Lorehold Charm, leave up things like that. Like, if it gets killed, we can Lorehold Charm, pick it back up. That'll trigger Blood. Blood is once per turn, but it's not just our own turn. So. Ral?
I'd be honored to help out such a promising mage. Opportunities are everywhere.
Yeah, I suppose you kind of have to surveil here. Because if you do anything else, if you try to make me discard, like... Okay, Duelist as a recursion piece, but it's recurse 3 or less? Okay. I'm gonna go Spirit Mascot, and we're gonna attack Ral for 2 to get Ral down. This leaves a Johnny's Response and Lorehold Charm open. We want to get the Dust... Okay. Oh! Sure! Just zombify on Conciliatory Duelist. That's fair. Good job, Ral. I don't know what I'll discard if we have to discard here. Okay. Thanks. I'm
always pay attention.
Sure. Okay. Kept one on top. If they attack, I'll have Spirit Mascot trade so I can Lorehold Charm, and that'll give me a Blood Age. That seems good. I'm mostly thinking that I want to get a Blood Age going if I can. This is an instant, right? Yeah. Alright, end step. Low. And that will trigger the Blood Age Muster, which gets us. Ooh! Exile a card in your graveyard, target creature gains flying until end of turn. Wait a minute. Yeah? I agree? I gotta make the quote bot, like, well, fit.
Back to Ravnica.
Alright. Well, Let me see if that works if I do it. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, Stonerise Spirit can just eat a thing from the grave to give target creature flying, and then we get a Blood Age Buster. Sweet. Alright, I'm holding a kill spell for Conciliatory Duelist. Are we? Where are we waiting? Oh, we're waiting on their end step. Okay. Alright, 5th land. Probably killing the Stonerise Spirit, because that's not a card you can, like, leave and play. Not with this board. Like, I think you just need to kill it. Are we flickering this duelist or something? I want to kill this duelist pretty badly. Okay. Alright. Well, they're not going to let us kill the duelist. I don't know that that was the right target, I'll be real. Sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and play Dust Speaker. This is the power of dust. Put a counter on the Stonerise. Move to combat. Your graveyard, please. Let's go ahead and eat the Terramorphic Expanse. And now it's the Age of Blood all over again. A self-removing... Okay. Alright. Sweet. Yeah, the spellbook seems like it's doing some work. Capital W. Oh, well. Damn, that's really powerful right here. Because they get the flyer and they get the sword to plowshares out of that. They can also blink it with the Emerita. Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think they can play, like, infinite copies of Sword to Plowshares right here, actually. I think they can just swords every creature. Am I reading that right? I guess they have to give me the 1/1 Inkling, but they can just swords my board. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Then you're not going to combat because obviously you're not going to combat. So then you give me a bird and then Sword to Plowshares comes back online and then, yep, you can swords my Dust Speaker and then I see the problem we're currently running into. Combat. No, if we pay 5 to try to kill something right now, they'll blink it. We have to wait. Now we go for it? they have a second, if they have one other, they might have the another spell in hand is the problem. They're out of white, but if they have another targeting spell, I think they do. I think they've got -1/-1. No, they've got Encore. Okay. I don't know that this position is ever winnable. Oh, yeah. I don't think this position is ever winnable from. No, they didn't fuck up because they get the guy back. That's what that spell does. Now they get that guy back, they get the card draw back, they get the Sword to Plowshares back for free. No, they did the opposite of making a mistake. I don't see how we could possibly win this game with just infinite Sword to Plowshares. That duelist is so good. They can't get more swords anymore, but they can just, like, have duelist blink itself, or... Okay, card in hand, mill, some land, and some kind of janky things. Yeah, at this stage, we just go swords, and we're gonna blink the Honormancer. Because we no longer need to blink the Emeritus. Okay, new win con located. Mill 5. That's a post-mortem professor. This was the spell I thought was more likely on them, but the scam bit is also really good. Okay, I've got a line here. So the line here now is practice Scrollsmith targeting a Johnny's response and then leaving up a Johnny's response, I think. We could alternately leave up Lorehold Charm, but that doesn't get anything back right now. Yeah, let's give myself a Johnny's response. That gets us our body again from... Hey, Spirit Mascot. This is already in exile, so we won't be using that. Maybe they don't recognize that they're at 10 cards in deck and Honormancer kills them? Scrollsmith blocks most creatures they attack with. Obviously, Graduation Day pumps, like... Oh, no! Yeah, okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, now we're just going in on, like, pump the team, pump the team, pump the team. And we're not blinking the Honormancer anymore. We're giving it, Yeah, we're not even blinking anything. We're just going ahead and, pushing. Okay. Oh, you've got more? Another dig site? Oh my god. Yeah, uh-huh. Yep. Not. Yep. All right. You got another. Well. Okay. That Emeritus stuff was just so much. I don't know how we... Am I dead if I do this? Triple block like this? Not technically, but like... Okay. Well. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile. Yeah. This isn't even you control, by the way. I felt really in control in that one until the third Sword to Plowshares got cast. What a powerful position to be in. Very cool deck from our... Why is that the card on our... Whatever. Very cool deck from our opponent, though. The Ral did enough work for them. It like milled out a card for them to zombify. It kind of got control out of there. This is awkward because we have 2 revival spells, but we have colors and removal. Any creature I find is on. I like Terramorphic a lot in this deck. Okay. Well. Blood. We got blood. 3 mana from our opponent. This is... Well, we have nothing to pressure an opponent who's going to be slamming X spells at us. That's tragic, but what can we do? Oh, they also have nothing to pressure. I see. They need to surveil for mana because we're just not doing anything. Okay. My kingdom for... a creature. That ain't a creature, actually. I know our creature count is a little low, and that might be a thing going on here. 4th land, because they surveilled both top. I just need to start things. Pass on 4? Okay. Well, that one's big. I'm guessing it's getting counterspelled. Counterspell make a 2-drop? Are we Momir? Yeah, we're Momir. So this is counterspell, make a random creature of that mana cost. Welcome, Tiny Bones. How you doing? The legendary skeleton rogue. But yeah, this when I was talking about Momir giving some lessons, there's the Momir giving some lessons. Yeah, Squire. If we ever discard a card... Oh, no. Make a copy of a target that's a non-aura permanent you control, except for it's a fractal. You probably should have targeted your... your land, right? Yeah. The Tiny Bones has text, by the way. Like, it does do something. Each end step, not just ours. Am I willing to cycle Dig Site and give them a cycle? I think I need to get things going here. Okay. Alright, we finally get the Blood Age muster going. We get a Spirit Mascot. Yep. They get their card. Helping Hand is your graveyard creature 3 or less. Okay. What I am going to do is block with the Spirit Mascot. This way we get the Blood Age. When one of our cards leaves the graveyard, deal damage to your opponent. Tapped land, huh? That's pretty bad. I really wanted to get the capstone down there and start moving. Molten Note is really expensive to flashback, but does kill the Tiny Bones, and we do get to make a Blood Age out of it. As long as we get to keep it. Okay. I'm pretty happy with our opponent just being on, like, drawing cards when they have a 6-card hand, right? Like, that makes me feel a lot better about things. I'm gonna try and take this down. Okay. Okay. Do they have, like, a counter spell of some kind? I'd probably just go with kill Tiny Bones here, right? They have something. Alright. If they have something, the Drone Mary can... Okay, Royal Treatment. Damn. That's pretty bad. But Dromedary is a great thing to be able to pick back up and block with. Okay. So 2 cards that cost more than... Wow, we are... No, I'm good. Removal for days. So that's pretty bad because we can't cast Molten Node anymore. This has a full block on it. How do we want to do this? Do I just want to improvise and get that going? It's just Ward 1, but we A, don't have 8 mana, and B, would need a 9th. So, right now, it's invincible. Alright. I want to get this going so that we can build a better board. Interesting. I'll keep that on top. That's a definite possible way out of this, is bolts. Cards in deck 17, so we can afford to do this a couple times to build enough of a board. 3 cards left in their opponent's hand. They've got a land that turns into a creature. Okay, some 3/3s and a newt. Can I afford to take 7? Let's do this. So Emeritus is going to have too many spells happen for, like, it to get the thing this turn. Ooh, okay. Tome Blast. Spade. That's just mana for mana's sake. Do we have a way to kill 7/7? What do we have down here? That Fuming Effigy so much. We get 9 mana the note, that's true. Is that enough to stay alive? Is there another way around this? Yeah, you know what? That's gotta be. Because we get the 2-2. Like, yeah, it's not a great body. We're going to take 6, but we've almost run our opponent out of heat. Yep. Okay. I think we get one more of these. Okay. What are you at? Lorehold Charm gets a Spirit Mascot on the opponent's turn, specifically, so that we get the Blood Age Muster trigger. All right, combat. And then we're good. We don't cast our Paradigm because we have 6 cards in deck, but we have our opponent's on 11, so. Last card in hand is... I might just want this for the trample, huh? Yeah. I'll decline that. 1, 2. Trample. And lightning bolt. Okay, that felt... Both of us not taking action on the first 4 turns was kind of wild, and our opponent, missed a little bit of the land in the middle, so that they were a little restricted and we were able to come back. I think that if they had targeted a land with that clone instead of the tiny bones, that advantage might have been enough, but we definitely brought back the blood. Conflict is real. I would like to fit that blink spell in the deck, but only if we never draw it. And we only get to throw it in the grave with our, trowel. Stick. Alright. Yeah, this is fine. Fairly general with a small removal spell. I'm sorry, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? The Mystical Archive. As this land enters, draft a card from the Mystical Archive. Colorless, 2 mana in any combination, only cast spells that weren't from your starting deck. And then pick up a card from the Mystical Archive. Okay, so they just have draw a card on their land, and that card could be... I don't know. Was that Force? Was that Armageddon? Okay, it could be anything. The Mystical Archive spellbook is a set of cards from the Mystical Archive. Both old, just new, actually, looking through this. I would say old and new, but I think this is actually just new. Goblin Blast, right. Okay. Oh, well, you know, I was gonna say I made a mistake, but I actually don't think I did, because they could just have incremented it immediately, right? Like, we're good. Okay. X equals 1 there was a concession to a spell being... Oh, they can pick up their Mystical Archive spell, and they can cast it off their infinite colors now. But we now get to be aggressive. Dust Speaker's online. Dust. And... let's go ahead and eat the Terramorphic. A Braid in response? Bounce. Okay. Okay. That's fine. We've got friends still around. They're almost empty-handed. They obviously have a real-ass spell. But, you know... Alright, let's go ahead and play the Owlin. And then we'll play the Spirit Mascot, and then we'll eat something, maybe? I don't know that we'll eat something. I went with the... Okay. Final card in hand was Counterspell. We didn't have enough white to be able to do the full line here. I don't know that I want to eat anything. Eating the Owlin is like, we have the helping hand, you know? Start eating. So they're empty-handed. That's pretty good for us. They have an unknown spell. Could be, I don't know, Armageddon. Like, okay, Mascot. And they get the unknown spell to hand. Alright. Kamakiri. Give me the Owlin, please. I'll say no to that. I know it gets the Molten Note, but, like, I'd rather have some real moves. Okay, now let's just get aggressive. If they go for, like, some sort of multi-block scenario, Johnny's response is on. Alright. I didn't want to play the land immediately, because I wanted to bluff a little bit more action in the hand. We will still play it, and I actually am still going to Tome Blast the Fire Dancer? To get this up to a sizable 5. I know that that's post, but I wanted to leave the Ajani's response up as a trick. All right, they have a spell they drafted. They can have they can have Armageddon, they can have anything in this. It's gonna be Crackle for like 4, right? Is that the card you picked? Is that possible? It is. Okay. Well. So the easel lets them give instant sorceries double cast, or triple cast, or quad cast, or whatever. We're gonna go like so. Trying to force the trump block, and even if they have a double or like a double kill spell, we have enough of a board that hopefully we pass through it. Obviously, they could just play double murder. Oh! Yeah? You got it, boss. Alright, well, we've got a next turn. Oh, that's in the card, by the way. That doesn't go away. So when they pick that up, it still is a 7 cost, you know, double wrath. Make you sack an artifact? Okay. Well, so they can draw 8 cards. They can do a lot. That's a sorcery. Okay. Huh. Okay. What? I think I've got you dead. So, you know. I will suspend aggression on this, and then I'll cast the Emeritus. And then I'll attack for lethal. Deal 3 damage, tap a target. Okay. That's fine. They stay alive because of that, because they gain 2 life with the Potioners, and this isn't haste. I'm gonna spend this to put more damage on him. Wait a minute. Yeah, hold on. I think we're 1 short still, but I see the vision. X equals 0. Confirm. Yes, I'd like to target the Rubble Rouser with this. So yeah. It untaps. That won't be enough to kill because they're on 2. And I can't use this Molten Note. We're 1 mana short. We were always 1 mana short because I had to pay 1 for the damage on that for the Vigilance. They have to Wrath us? They'll gain 2 life from wrathing us. Because they have to do it. Any play but deal 8 damage to our team kills them. Okay, alright. I'm so happy that Molten Note has... No, the Wrath still does it. Yeah, it like clears. Because the Wrath here has the copy text still built into it. So they, like... Yeah, they have to double Wrath and then they, like... They go to 1, gain 2 life. Yeah. This deck is out there fighting for its life. I love it. I love that this deck is showing off incredible, like, niche play, like, lines. Like, what are we doing? We're Molten Noting our own creature for damage. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, well. I don't think I can keep the capstone. As much as I love the capstone, we need to keep the like lands and spells in combination. Like, if we don't keep the lands and spells in combination, we'll draw the We have a, ooh, shared, oh boy. Uh-oh, blue? This has got to be like black, blue, black, black. We have a Terramorphic Expanse to shuffle the deck. Don't you worry. Okay. When this creature dies, permanent cards you're graveyard perpetually gain. When this permanent enters, draw a card and gain 1 life. They might have been short the color. Oh, you're right. Triple blue, triple red. We edicted their mana rock away. I didn't even think about edicting their mana rock away. But you're right. Okay. We're gonna Tome Blast that, but I want to like get the Rabble Rouser down. Oh my. Okay. Hey Terramorphic, how you doing? So this is the end of the game. Okay. Pizza's arrived. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I had to think on my mana plays here. I'm trying to figure out if Terramorphic can fit into the turn. If you were annoyed at my speed. Because I was going to kill the Botanist. By the way, this card, look at this Frog Druid. I just want you to enjoy the frog here. Who is distracted by a friend in the background. But yeah, I wanted to check if we could like Rabble Rouse and Terramorphic and how we want to do our mana. We were going to discard a Plains and we were going to Tome Blast and then attack for 3, which would have been fine. So, but when we drew the Terramorphic, especially with the shuffle available, I wanted to double check that. Okay. By the way, Lifelink Death Touch for that, really good. Incredibly good. The Witherbloom cards in the not the Mystical Archive, in the Alchemy stuff are a little bit more recursion based, which kind of leans them a little bit more Golgari, but as you saw, 1, we still have the life gain pieces of all that, and 2, you can't have green-black without a little bit of that in there. I'm gonna keep it based on the power of these two together, but like we could get run down by some aggro pretty badly with a hand like this. No 2-drop, no removal. Uh-oh. 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 Exalted. Whenever you cast an inner sorcery that targets a creature, conjure a copy of this in your hand. And then you'll play it, and then they'll target. And then you'll add 2 copies of it to your hand. And then you'll target, and then you'll play it, and then you'll add 4 copies to your hand. Uh-oh. Okay, so I talked about aggro being a bit of a problem here. I'm just gonna kill this. I'm getting this off the table. I know it's recursive. Alright, Rubble Rouser. I'm sure you get rid of the dust. Have they ever put Exalted on a non-creature before? Yep, in Finest Hour from Alara Block is one I think of. If you're familiar with that one. It's a very cool one. Alright, we're gonna go Excavator, and then we're gonna leave up the Rubble Rouser activation. Yeah, Cathedral, which was a land on the reprint sheet in Edge of Eternities. Okay. So, Garrison here makes us a ton of 2/2s, which is really nice. The Ardent Plea is that Cascade one. But this one It's not a common thing. Usually you do see Exalted on creatures, so that's a... I'm sorry, is that a... No, that's just a form. Okay, I thought that was an off splash. Honor-bound Page, alright. So we're gonna end step, make a mana by getting rid of the Ascendant Dust Speaker, I think? Is that fine? Yeah, we're gonna take 5 here. That one I don't think is stoppable. Yeah, we could double block it with Garrison plus a body if I wanted to get rid of it, but this is a recursive body anyway, so we'll just take 5. Now the question is if I want to use this for ramp right now. This gives something a jump, which is its real power. Okay, before anything else, we're gonna go ahead and suspend aggression. On the page? Okay. Spirit mascot for the future. Do I want the suspend aggression or do I want the Ajani's response? The problem with the Ajani's response is that this thing is vigilant. Anyway. Here's a million bodies. We're getting jumped this turn, I think, but... The idea here is that the aggression is going to push us over the edge. They're at 15, and I don't know that they can afford to, like, play out a 4-drop and, you know, fire it and attack us for 6, right? Okay. We are gonna try it. So we're getting attacked for 6 in the air here. Yep. Exalted. I guess we'll suspend aggression first. To see what it is. Okay. Alright, hello. The beatdown cometh your way. We're attacking with all the 2/2s even. The idea being, of course, with all the 2/2s coming in, that they can block and kill one with this 3/3 first striker, and they can trade with the practice Scrollsmith, but they take 10 for this and go to 5 against an active Rubble Rouser, and we get to remake 2/2s, so, like, our position is very powerful right now. Like, yeah, go to 5. If they have another honor-bound page, that's 5 in the air, not enough to kill us. The camel over here is most of their turn to replay, I think we can just go around it. It is easier to attack for lethal than enter the kingdom of Silverquill here. This is one of the few games we've gotten to see the immense power of the excavator. The fact that this doesn't have a once per turn restriction, things like that, where we're just able to be like, yeah, whatever, 2/2s for days, is really nice. Especially with the power of the Scrollsmith to like put a thing out and in. Hierarchs. Our opponent did not get to show up off the power of the Exalted enchantment they have, but you can kind of see how that can snowball. They got 1 copy, the next would be 2. They want more removal. Yeah, the Menace is also really nice because that, you know, the 3/4 body gets to bypass in pretty nicely. This deck's sweet. Coolest cucumber. Blood for the Blood God, okay. Okay. Gotta do some work to get to that Emeritus of Conflict, but... Uh-oh. So, here's one of the Alchemy cards that has some heat. The first spell you cast your turn that targets a creature spell costs... black and white less to cast, only hitting color. So this is a 4/4 right now, and it... It's gonna be hitting pretty nastily. And then we get attacked for 6 on turn 3. So, you know, normal things. Not really sure what we're gonna be doing about this. Yeah. Probably dying. How much damage can you hit me for? Like, removal spells are also cheaper. Well... Can you kill me? Yes? We're dead on 4, hell yes! Oh my god. What a powerful opponent! Dead on 4 on the play-in draft. Congrats, they truly are the coolest. Alright. You know, I love to have opponents get to show off their power. There's nothing that gives me more, like, just makes me happier with how these games play out than seeing our opponents go for wild nonsense. Okay, we got removal. We got flashback for that removal. We're looking for a friend, like a spirit mascot would be the preferred buddy to go with this, but like Scrollsmith on Molten Note is a good play. They have something? They have the Edict. That can't live. So, you know how I said that Momir was given some lessons? Whenever you cast a spell with X, make a random X creature. Tap for 2, only for X spells. Momir's got the guest professor on lockdown here. Like, we cannot allow this. Okay. I'm gonna Rubble Rouse. They're gonna Edict it, but that's fine. What do I want to discard here? Other Rubble Rouser? The land? Probably the land. We'll just draw more. Ooh, it didn't. Well, that's fine. They'll unstep it. So here's the Edict I've been talking about. It's the coolest. Conjure a card named Teacher's Pest on the battlefield. Then both players get Edict. They were passing in phases rather than just passing turn. So when they had black-green, I knew they had some effect. That's why I felt pretty certain on it. So we're fine using Helping Hand here because we'll be able to Scroll Smith it back later. And we can discard the Dig Site. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't think I'm going to cycle with the second one here. I'm pretty happy with my hand as is. We're good. So they can get back their Teacher's Pest. They might have another Edict. They're looking at, like, removal. They didn't play anything on 4. So, this thing's cute, by the way. Reassembling Skeleton Pest. It's got, Moseo in the flavor. No blocks, because this is a menace. Not has menace, is a menace. And? Grapple with death. Alright. I'm fine with our opponent spending kill spells on the Rubble Rousers here. That seems okay. I'm gonna give it Vigilance? Or do I want to save this? Let's push. I'm gonna eat your... Okay. This gets us with a nice amount of power on the board. I think their hand is, again, just a bunch of removal. The Scrollsmith does a good job of... Yeah, I'll leave you for one. So they get to know from this effect that we're holding one creature. There it is. Then they're going to play another kill spell on this. Yep. So I'm just going to go ahead and go Scrollsmith. Targeting Helping Hand. And we're going to pass. I'm not going to use the Helping Hand immediately. This way, in case they kill the Scrollsmith, we can just pick it back up. That'll only work one time against an opponent. Every opponent will figure that out the second we do it, but hopefully they don't know it immediately. Okay. Basic token land creature island fractal. Okay. So now we're gonna have to use the Scrollsmith. You know? I mean, yeah, okay, fine. They know what's up. Our opponent knows exactly what we were trying to do there. Ooh, okay. Let's fill that grave. Just the tome, that's the last of them. Because, yeah, both Moten Notes and the dig site were used. Still, that lets us use the Molten Notes with the mana off that. Now, are they going to use this for the double blue is the question I have. Grab a land. 3 cards left. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay, 6/6 off the table. 4th land. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You know what? No, I'm just not going to give you that one. We can go ahead and suspend aggression again? And then I can use that on my own Scrollsmith to reset this whole shenanigan? Wait a minute, this is... Hold on. Hold on, hold on. We got moves. Okay. Okay. Thinking. Yep, there's the loot. Alright, end of turn. Target the Scrollsmith? Okay. They can block with the Teacher's Pest here. And then we play the Scrollsmith. And then we're gonna suspend aggression again. And then I'm gonna hit the loot again? Like, it's up to you to stop me, right? Like, and then we get a land for turn. And then I get another Spirit Mascot. All right. Play the loot again. We will keep putting the loot in jail. The marketable plushie jail. If they don't replay it, they don't get it, is the thing. They have to replay it every turn, because it goes away at the end of their next turn, which is this. So, like, what I've done is I've put them in this place where they're stuck. If they want to play a kill spell, they can, but then, well... I get to Tome Blast plus Molten Note? Suspend aggression against the reanimator, no cheating on the exam. Yeah. This is, oh god. What a fun game. Oh my god. We've got them behind the gun. Okay. Together as one. They give up the loot, but they gained 4 life, drew 4 cards, you know, and that's real. I understand it. That's a super real play. I guess we're Tome Blasting and then Wilting the Pest? Okay, obviously, million cards in hand. They've got a ton of actions available. Put them to 7, and we've got Molten Note plus Molten Note. Like, we've got a lot of reach. Not that this can't go Dome. I mean that we have a lot of, like, on board. The hope is that they are stuck. Mind Roots and Variable... Oh, boy. Is it time for the random creature? Variable Solution is a play on multiple choice. Sadly, all they could do is play a thing that would die into the onboard removal spell, so... multiple choice was a card from Strixhaven that had, like, was blue X, and it did, like, a mode, and if you hit 5 mana, it did all of them. Variable Solutions is another of our friendly Momirs. We have 3 of them in this set? We have a lot of Momirs. I think that you could overdo the Momirs, but I also think that this is a very good spot for it because there's a lot of X spells. So I think you should take your shot when you have it, right? Like, the Momir is a thing that's hard to do because it's something that wants an X spell, and this set just has a ton of them available, so play into it, right? Everybody loves Piloted Shredder popping out of Millhouse Mana Storm. Alright, not quite maximum. Let's see if we can get there. Yeah, Momir Vig, the avatar that does the random, the MTGO Vanguard that has its own format here as well. Who doesn't love the Shredder popping out Doomsayer? That's also true. Okay, this one's a little more awkward, but the Rubble Rouser gives it a lot more edge. Helping Hand can pick it back up. And, like, if we find a Spirit, you know, on our turn 2, if we were able to draw Spirit Halloween, we would feel really smart, you know? Just incredibly smart if we were able to draw that. Interesting. Alright, let's rouse some rebels. I will discard the mountain, please. Yep. Alright, you've got something. A bounce spell? Impose Hierarchy. Okay. Kill it, gain 1, knowing that we only have 1 creature left. Well, Uh... I can't do both. Again. You wish to avenge his death. You wish to save mankind. Okay. They missed land 3, I know, but this is not me being a jerk about it. I'm allowed to take before the fuse even shows up to think about my line. Ooh, I didn't notice there's Sliver that's hiding behind me. Hi. I'm over here on the right-hand side saying hello. Alright. That gets us to maximum magic. Let's see if we get over the line. I'm such a fan of the maximum magic. Whenever we get to 6 and 2, it's always the most exciting, right? Are we going to get beat down on turn 4 again by Silverquill? Will we find the Boros Mirror? Not the Boros. We could find the Boros Mirror. We could find an opponent on the Boros deck, but finding the Lorehold Mirror is what I'm looking for. If our opponent goes and plays that... Alright, yep. Scrollsmith with the Lorehold Charm? Yeah, I'm in. Terramorphic even to get a card engrave. Sweet. That's a great draw. It gets us a card engrave for the spirits and such. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well. Okay. Quillblade Laureate. Do you have Exalted for it? Okay, we're debating. Yeah, Terramorphic is God's perfect limited card indeed. Yeah, let's discard the mountain. We get an extra red from this. Yeah, mountain for mountain. Alright, dangerous thing is that this with the double strike is like half our life total. Like if they just go for it. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. Oh, Nelly. What do we want to do about this? They still have the double strike trick. We can't kill any of them. I might. Oh god, they left us with the Lorehold Charm because, like, getting oof. I'm gonna take 10. This might be another one of those games where the Silverquill deck just kills you. We can pump the Spirit Mascot to 3 now. We can pump it to 4 with the Lorehold Charm. Two combat. Terrifying. Kill me? What do we got? No, it exiles! Oh, no! Oh, no! Okay. Alright, no, they're not getting the perfect game. I need a kill spell for Quillblade Laureate. That's the first step. If we can kill this, we can still be in it. You're so close, buddy. You're so close, buddy. So this thing's first strike lets it do some trading, at the least. Like if they go for just the pump on the two on the rehearsal. All right, you better bring it. Okay, all right. Step one accomplished. We're living, we're in it, we're here. We gotta make the biggest creature in the world. Removal is fake. Okay, removal continues to be fake. They're out. If they had it, they would have spent it. All right, give me my lesson plan. We need the lesson plan right now. You know? That ain't bad. These are the vigilance, but we have the mana for it. That wasn't part of the plan. I want you to know. That's fine. We're still in it. That wasn't part of the plan, though. Okay. Hold on. Now it is part of the plan. Okay. 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 This is practice. This is attack. Prick up Scrollsmith, Molten Note, kill the Elite Interceptor. Okay. Scrollsmith. Target the Molten Note. Molten Note. Molten Note. Kill you. Ship it? I'm holding the card as a bluff. Mistakes into miracles. Thank you, Lorehold. Yeah, because, like, they can pick up the dromery or whatever, but if they have nothing else they can do here, we're just Molten Note and attacking for lethal. Okay. Thank you, Rubble Rouser, for being everything. Thank you, Molten Note, for having text. For the second time. Achievement dies to do... You know what? It does indeed. When you're right, you're right. Let me quick, destroy 250 creatures you don't control. Alright, let's go ahead and open up some alchemy packs and call it a night. What an incredibly fun set of games. Oh! I definitely, in my mind, because we had Vigilance last turn, it's like we have Vigilance this turn, I can attack, and if they double block, I had Johnny's, and then we do 2 for 1. But then it's I attack, and then I remember we don't have Vigilance anymore. And it's like, well, it's fine, we don't die. Let's open these first. Blood. Hardened Academic's such a killer. God, this thing's so strong. Spirit Halloween, but, you know, targets anything, flying haste. Okay, and now, it's time for us to learn about more alchemy cards. We'll be doing more of this on Monday, so we'll get to see some more alchemy cards then. But, of course, let's learn about some right now as we look at our new packs here. So, starting things off, we saw Impose Hierarchy. This is a really nice kill spell that tells you how much gas your opponent has still, which is good information on it already being a little better than Smother. Smother is black 1 for... Yeah, I'm surprised how much that second text of Molten Note was. It won 2 games. But Smother is this on 3 costs or less, and so this hitting 4 costs is just, like, great, and then, like, the life gain is a nice sidestep. I think this card's unreal. You can play it on 2, and then, like, or you can play it on a turn, tap it to, like, hand a thing, you know, 2 in its mana cost, it puts it up here in the corner, effectively, and then it makes it double up. We saw that with our opponent who had the Wrath, which, in retrospect, they just couldn't cast because they didn't have blue, red, for Edict to them. But, like, being able to say, you know, I don't know, let me double up on any of my spells, like, make this a 5-drop for two of them, I will take that every time. It also makes it a 5-drop. A lot of good synergies here, and it taps for any color. Algorithmic Ferocity, we saw this on the Tiny Bones. Gains indestructible +1 for each card in your hand of 4 mana or greater. Yeah, double stock up, just get every card. Here's a fun one. You can keep adding too. You could make it double or triple copy as well, as long as you have the mana. So interdisciplinary studies. This is a card with Learn, the mechanic from original Strixhaven. Learn will grab a lesson from outside the game, put it in your hand, or you can cycle a card. You have to remember, in this format, there are only, unless there's, there might be lessons in the Alchemy Cards, I'm not certain on that. There are the 5 mythic lessons, and then there's the Shared Roots reprint on this sheet. So this probably isn't doing too much, because if you have those, you're probably playing them in your main deck, like, but, you know. We saw the Encore, very strong trick, especially for the Silver Quill deck. The scam text, the targeting, the ability to revive something, you know, that, the permanent +2, like, you know, Crescendo Conductor wants you to have more of these, like, conjure alchemy cards to get, like, continuous bolts. It plays kind of like the leeches, but a little bit more narrow. We saw the Scalar Scholar, who, again, I will say Lizard Wizard should be, but is the Salamander. Just, if you're gonna have the name like that, respect on the Salamander here, who has a nice cube. Well, some sort of cube. Maybe a 4-dimensional cube. The Spade we saw, the Grave Studies is a cute edict. Gives you a teacher's pest to recur. Consumed by History. What the hell is this? Until end of turn, whenever a non-token creature dies, it perpetually gains Unearth 5. Consumed by History deals 3 damage. This is Pyroclasm +1, but everything that dies to it gets Unearth. Huh. That's a cute trade-off. Because it's like a bigger Pyroclasm, like, lets you kill more, but then you hand off the recursion bit to both sides on death. Which will, obviously, if your opponent's like an aggro deck, like, them getting to recur their things is slow, but it gives them long-term reach. And yours also get the recursions. What an interesting card. Oh, reminds me, I should check for flavor text on here. Don't hold back your screens. Conductor, no. Encore? Yes. Uh-huh. And then Ferocity, nope, Scalar. Yeah, all tiny salamanders have great potential. Get bullied in the hallway. The kill spell of being bullied. Okay. Prismatic End. Damn, what a cool one. Summit Fest Closing Ceremony. Starting Intensity 3, cover cast. When you cast another instant or sorcery, if it was 5, intensify it. The way that works is that it doesn't matter where the card is, it will always get that boost. So, like, when you play a 5-drop thing, it'll become Intensity 4, Intensity 5, and it doesn't, like, make a trigger happen so your opponent knows it's occurring. It just keeps going. And then it gives you mana equal to the intensity, which minimum is 6. Every time it ups, it's another 2. So this is the huge, yeah, make the sky, paint the sky purple. And then it has our good old alligator, the Black 9 double edict flavor text, and then expression meaning flavor text. We have a lot of these arts with the red and blue, like, a lot of the Prismari arts use the, like, red and blue painting, so. Yep, we saw the verse, same as the first, then the second, then the third. Variable solutions. So on 2 mana, it grabs a land, 3 mana, it hits an artifact, 4 mana or more, 4 mana, it gets a creature of X, and then 4 or more does everything plus some life. So on 3 or more, it always grabs a creature. But if you really need to, this could just ramp you on turn 2. Which makes, you know, if your hand's just a bunch of expensive stuff, worth it, right? Like, spend it if you got them. If your hand is just a bunch of haymakers, get to them faster. It's variable for a reason. Galathul Gale Caller. Flash flying. When this attacks, it becomes prepared. Corvid Squall. Conjure a Stormcrow onto the battlefield. Storm. That's right. Return of Stormcrow, Crowstorm. It does. The big thing about this card that makes it powerful is that it does it every time it attacks. So, like, even if you're just, like, making a Stormcrow, like, you play it on 2, flash in, attack, make a Stormcrow, and then, like, next turn you can do it again and make a Stormcrow. Like, you can just make crows. So. Okay, this is, I think, the coolest of the cards in here. That I've seen, at least. There might be cooler ones that I haven't, but of the cards I saw, Suvril here is an incredibly cool card, which does need a little bit of work on how it works, but it's, 2 mana, 2/3 vigilance, tap, put 2 time counters on a card in exile that was put there from grave, suspend it. 2 turns of, so the trick about this is that it has to go from grave to exile. Some ways to do that are easy, some ways to do that don't work the way you would think. For instance, if you flashback a spell, it goes from graveyard to the stack to exile. Same with, like, I don't know, if you, like, tried to unearth, it goes unearth from graveyard to play to exile. But we've seen from this set, the Rebel Rouser, all the other friends that we've had, and this gives it suspend to replay it. Just such a cool card. And it's non-land, too. Anything. Croto-archaeology. Corpse Weaver Prodigy. 2/4 Death Touch. If a creature would die, exile it instead. If you gained life, make a bridge from below. So, important thing about the Corpse Weaver is that it has a replacement effect on the opponent, on the opponent's creatures, so they can't trigger that second line of bridge from below that would exile it as long as the Corpse Weaver lives. Because they would all go exiled. And then you just keep building bridges. Battle on the continuously growing bridge. And a wild card. Anyway, that's going to be it for Alchemy today. As I've said, we're going to get in some more Alchemy as well on Monday. So look forward to that. But yeah, thank you all for joining today. Hope you had a fun time with today's stream. I know I did. This was a blast of a deck. Even when we weren't heavy Alchemy, we saw heavy Alchemy and we played a lot of funky games. As far as upcoming stream stuff, we've got Slay the Spire 1 tomorrow. We're going to do some more mods. I'm also going to bring up the Trans Am. This is the Pit Crew stream that's going on for over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's a fundraiser for Trans Lifeline. That'll be starting, I think, 2 Eastern tomorrow. So you can check that out. That's going to be across a number of channels, from Smite to Tide, all the folks in the Pit Crew. I know Smite has a... Let me find the link for that, but I'll be... Once we finish with Slay the Spire, we'll be moving over to there tomorrow as well, so... but yeah, if you want to catch more of what we have going on here, you can follow, check things out, subscribe, Cool Skull Slime. But if you're just here having a good time, A+, couldn't ask for more. With that, time to finish up. Thank you all for joining. Yeah, thank you, Ogniwi, for the sub today. Appreciate it. And thank you, everybody. Have a good night.